So the first thing to do is create a project, and this one has been titled HSP, so Hardware Service Pack Solution. So we want to check whether the device which we have is actually in the hardware library. So if we go into the SIMOCODE units, check the basic units and go to the SIMOCODE Pro V, which is Profibus. Select the Profibus version. You can then check the firmware marries up to what's on the front of your component. Now, the newest version of SIMOCODE Pro V is 4.1. That's not on the list. Similarly, with the industrial Ethernet version, that goes up to V 1.1 now, and that also is not in the list. So that means you're limited to the functionality of the earlier versions, which you probably don't want. So I'm going to show you how to upload the latest versions into an older version of the TIA software. So if we cancel that down and then we go over to the options menu, go over to support packages and click into the support packages. So in this next stage, what I intend to do is to go into the technical support website and try and gain access to what's known as a HSP, which is a hardware support package, and hopefully we can then draft that into TIA portal, and then it will provide us with the products which we're seeking in the hardware library within SIMOCODE ES. So if we go into Google and type in Siemens Technical Support UK, and then you'll find the homepage, which is here, Industry Support Siemens. And if we just enter there, and once that's loaded up, we should see a search bar which is towards the top right hand corner of the screen. And what we can type in here is SIMOCODE, because we want any information which is relating to SIMOCODE. And if we hit enter on that, you'll then see this bar across the top to signify that it's actually loading. And what that does is it drafts through everything that's relating to SIMOCODE, but we don't actually need that. We need specifically downloads. So you can actually go into a tab which is called search area, and in here you can actually whittle it down to exactly what you need. So for this example, we need downloads. So if we just leave downloads on and click OK, that should give us less to sift through to try and find the hardware service pack and make things a little bit easier, because there's a number of different pages which you could find this element on. Another quick way to find what you want is to be if you press on the keyboard Control F and then type in HSP. As you can see there, it's taken me straight through to the element which I want. So it's taken us through to hardware support package HSP 0295, and that's for industrial Ethernet and the Profibus Pro V. So if we click on that, then that should tell us all the information that we need to know about the hardware library that we're going to be downloading. And as you can see across the top, it has SIMOCODE Pro V Industrial Ethernet v1.1, and Pro V 4.1 for Profibus. So if we was to download that with this zip file, you can then see we get this shortcut here. And once that's been done, if you just right click on that file and then extract all, you can then go into the shortcut here, which takes you through to the file itself. So that file can then be downloaded into TIA portal. Once that window's opened up, you'll then see a new menu pop up for additional information. So this is where we can do additional uploads to further our hardware which is already in our library, and all you have to do here is add a file from the system which we've just downloaded from the technical support website and click on that hardware service pack. And once you've done that, that'll then pop up in the library and it'll come up here. As you can see, I've already installed it on my system, but if you haven't installed it already, it'll obviously come up with a no. You can highlight that box with a tick and then click install. And once you've done that, you can then close that down, add a new device, go into the SIMOCODE units, and as you can see now, when you go into the Pro V version, we have a look, we've got the latest version of the V4.1 version of the Profibus version. Let's have a little look at the Industrial Ethernet version. You can see there the latest version of the Industrial Ethernet SIMOCODE evaluation unit. So there you have it. That's how you update your hardware portfolio for SIMOCODE and TIA Portal. So I hope you found the video useful, and if you have any questions or any shout outs for any videos you'd like to see in the future, please feel free to drop me a comment. Thanks very much.